Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Express, which is becoming everyone's favorite talk show. It is profoundly real and interesting, so without any further delay, please help me welcome back to the stage the beautiful and expressive director of Express, Carolyn. Carolyn, take it away.
Welcome. Welcome to everyone. It's Express Talk Show. Your host, Carolyn. It's so good to be back here again. We have two guests today, husband and wife, Gerald and Velma. That's Mr. and Mrs. Gerald Lovelace. You can't wait to hear the story. In fact, everyone who I invite here always have a compelling story. So you by now you should know that something good is coming. But before I introduce them, let me just go ask you to share, like, and subscribe. And the reason for that is so that others will be able to hear these compelling stories that are being done each day. So the person I'm going to do the bio now for Mr. and Mrs. Lovelace. I'm going to start with Gerald first. Gerald was born in Kingston, Jamaica. He's the elder at the Norwalk SDA Church. He's a former employer for 31 years at the Norwich Transit District. He is a captain, director of Alien International, chaplain, and law enforcement in Bridgeport, Connecticut area. He's the president for the Northeastern Conference Personal Ministry Federation for New England South. He said he has been married to the love of his life, Velma Lovelace, for 57 years, of which they have produced 7 children, 28 grandchildren, and 7 great grand, with one on its way. Let's hear about Miss Lovelace. Velma Lovelace. She was also born in Kingston, Jamaica, and she is a retired professor from Housatonic Community College in Bridgeport, Connecticut. She's also a retired principal at the Newburgh Primary School in New York. She's also a former ethic commissioner of Bridgeport, Connecticut. She's a lieutenant, or she was a lieutenant of Alien International chaplain and law enforcement in Bridgeport, Connecticut. She's a preacher and an international gospel recording artist. She's actually produced 5 CDs, and she has a book in the making, but we'll talk about that some other time, or should I say books in the making. So without further ado, let me welcome to the studio Mr. and Mrs. Lovelace.
Hi. There we go.
Hello.
Here we are. Here we are. How are you both?
We are fine.
We're doing good.
We're doing very well, thank God.
I know, I see you. They're doing very well. Can you imagine? It's been over how long now?
57
You
years.
mean 57?
No,
Yeah.
not your marriage, since we've seen each other.
Oh,
Oh,
23.
2000.
years.
23 years. Yes.
Yes, yes.
It's a long time.
Time.
We used to have some good times, right?
But
Yes.
but we all still look young anyway.
We all do. right? Be included. So great to see you. So good that you could come and to share your story. And I know you both have compelling story. So just relax. There's no need to rush.
There you go.
We're just
There
going
we
to tell your
go.
story. Okay. Let's
Okay.
start from the beginning. So you said 30, 57 years?
Yes,
That's what the
ma'am.
bio said. 57 years together as husband and wife.
So far,
Wow.
yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Praise God. All right, let's start. So we're going to start with you first, Vilma.
Mhm.
Tell me, I know you were born in Kingston, Jamaica, but just tell me about your life up to the point where you met Gerald. I'll help you along. I might stop you, but feel free to keep talking. And you can help her too, Gerald.
I'll do
Okay.
my best.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. It's so good to hear you. I've seen you for so long, and now I can at least touch and talk to you now. And
Right.
feel good. Yes, basically, I am so happy to know that I'm still alive. I grew up in St. Toulis, and I call it my unique bush. Why? Because while I was there, I learned everything that any grandmother could give to their children. And I started teaching when I was 5 years of age, and
Really?
I was the best. There was not anybody could do what I did. Let me tell you why. At that age, I used to bush. I used to beat the bush. I didn't know I was going to be a school teacher, never. But I used to sit up, be quiet. No, yes, yes, and yes, I am the teacher, and I know what to now be. Listen and care for me. Listen what I'm saying. Little stuff like that.
Yes, 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 yes.
And I didn't realize that one day I was going to be a school teacher.
Teacher.
But
Yes,
at that time, I go to church,
yes.
and my grandparents were there, and they the ones who taught me about the Sabbath.
Mhm.
And I'm 76 years of age right now, and I'm still in the Sabbath. I love God. I know who He is. And then in St. Toulis now was exciting because one of the things that I always remember is when Auntie Clemmy, a lady that used to be there with us. And I remember as a young girl going home the evening to bring things from my grandmother to bring to them some food. And we got the stuff. So when it is over, Auntie Clemmy said to Trevor and my brother and myself, I said, go home now before it gets too dark. So I said, no, no, yes, okay, I'm leaving. No, I was going on with that. But then I said, bye, Auntie Clemmy. I'm gone, Mom, please. And I moved a little bit, and then I moved back to her, and I said, Auntie Clemmy, we're ready to leave now, please. Thank you. we did it a couple of times, and she said to me, she said, Velma, you want some soup? All right, now some dumplings. You want some? And I said, and I got excited. And I never forgot that for the family because the vases, they're still, a lot of them are still here.
Yes,
And they about the story too. And I get excited every time when I think about them.
yes,
Another thing is in my bush, we had every kind of fruits that you could ever think about was
yes.
there. And we
Give
used
us an
to,
example of what type of fruits. Tell us.
oh, we had tangerine, we
Okay.
had
Mango.
mango. We have a lot of mangoes. We had banana. We had oh Lord, it's so many things because
Oranges.
as you
Star
know that with
star
my
apple.
Apple.
Star apple.
Apple.
yes
How many look one
I
there?
love
any
Naceberry.
okay. Very good.
Berry,
Yeah.
just about everything, even 80
It,
apple,
I can't
the
pronounce that.
apple,
Yes.
some words. I hope you need to tell everybody that I couldn't talk for 1 year.
No, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. They're
Okay,
listening. They're listening, and
okay,
you're doing
okay. So
very, very
anyway,
well.
so after going to with the mangoes and pineapple and everything that was there, I used to do play all kind of
Big
games, with young people. But there was a special young lady that my grandparents loved her so much that I was the only one could get the opportunity to come to my house to
Okay.
sleep, stay overnight. And Mary, and I still remember Mary. She's somewhere around there, but I saw her the last time I went to
Mhm.
Jamaica, and I saw her. It was so exciting. And then, wow, there's so many things I could say. I'm not so sure which one to say,
Okay,
but
go ahead. Go ahead. So far, so good, because you're bringing back memories. You're telling your story. So go ahead.
yes, okay, yes. And one of the things I used to climb the coconut tree, and they used to call me as a tomboy. That
Boy.
I
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to do everything,
Uh-huh.
for plants and anything. And another thing I loved was what my grandmother used to make me learn to do flowers. I used to know every name of every
Wow.
plant, but I don't remember I don't remember any. And then I remember with my grandfather, he loved me so much. I was the only one that had the right to walk in with the donkey. I
Oh,
used to have to do every time.
Oh,
Yeah, because I wanted to walk. How young people are. You want to
yeah,
be with all the, and my grandfather. Oh, no, 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 up, up, up. And so I had to go
and
to
you ride it up?
yeah. I used to ride donkey at that time. But
yes,
one of the things that apart while I was there was when I hadn't gone to West Indies College yet, but
right.
at that time, as a young girl, my grandmother used to get the bread is named Prince Philip
Prince Philip.
bread,
Okay.
and my grandmother
Mhm.
used to have to wait at the end of school on Fridays, which was only half a day at that time, and she had to get the bread, and I would go and get the bread and the bun, and that's all we have for the rest of the week. And you know what? It's not so good to say it, but my grandmother used to have some bun that stayed
Days and days.
days and days. But I used to love to, when I get a chance, I'll break off piece of it for me, you
Uh-huh.
know.
This was during a time when there was no refrigerator.
Oh yes,
Yes,
There was
yes,
there's
yes.
nothing to preserve that,
It's preserved.
it had
Exactly.
happened in the cabinet. I didn't know after a while, what happened to those things.
Yes, 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 yes.
and oh, I remember we used to have cane. I used to
Sugarcane.
love sugar cane. I used
Yeah.
to love that.
Mm.
And I used to love mang I'm
Mango.
sorry, ma- mangoes, because my husband know more about the mango part, or even though I'm the one that was there at the bush.
He'll when we get his time, he'll tell us. Remember, okay?
Right,
The
yeah.
mango
So
story.
while doing there, that was when my grandparents started um the home at my house
Church.
to have a church. And
Okay.
it was just my cousins, and we hadn't members yet. But it's amazing to me when my grandmother decided to know where about the Sabbath, and he went to Porus, and when he that was our district, and when he went down,
Grandfather.
yeah, yeah, and when he went to Porus to know about the Sabbath, a gentleman was there, and he's an older man. I think he just passed maybe 2 years,
Mhm.
and but he's the one that was there, and he said I don't know any about the Sabbath that much. I only come and I'm cleaning up and it's over. And the gentleman said that, so you don't know anything about the Sabbath because we don't know anything about it. And he said, I don't know a thing, sir. Could you please, when you get the chance, go back to your bush and let them tell you, but I don't anything. Would you believe that Miss Fidja, he stayed there until 8 o'clock in the next morning? And that was how we eventually decided about the Sabbath and why we should be, Christians and so on and
Okay.
so forth. And so, because I was the one that go with the donkey, we had to go. We drive at long
Distance.
from down to Cosmos, Gosmas. We used to had to go, but we stopped by and they always talk about me, about the little girl. She can sing, you see. What little girl can sing. And so, but when I go though, I would get the little tracks and I would try to tell them something that who Jesus is. And I tell them, let me tell you something. My grandparents say you mustn't eat no hog and you must eat. And my grandfather said, don't say it that way. You don't have to say. And I'm saying, yes, you're not supposed to eat pork and you're not supposed to eat this and you're not supposed to. But as a little girl, I learned that. And I stayed within my life up until now. I don't say it as right flow like it used to, but when I did, they understood exactly what I was saying. And then the sweet part was when I eventually walked down that same bush. I was at the time my grandfather said it's about for you to get baptized and I didn't want to be baptized yet because they said that you're going to be I'm going to be the one to help with Sabbath school and I have to do this and I have to do that. And I said, no, I don't want position at all. No, no, no. So as a little girl, I was acting like that, but I eventually had the baptized. I was 12 years of age, and thank you, Lord. I'm still holding on, being a Seventh-day Adventist. And there's so many other things that I could say about when we were in the bush. And then we went on until eventually I went to high school
Yes.
because they said that I was the
Brightest.
brightest person.
Yeah.
And so as the first, I was only 14 years of age when I went to West Indies College for school.
High
And
school. Was that the
it's West Indies College High School where
Yes.
I was at the time. Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and I still know people here in the United States and all over who
When
came from West Indies College
With
with
you.
me.
Yes.
And whenever they see me, they always remember because they remember I always used to sing and I love recite. I used to do a lot of reciting.
Poetry.
I,
Okay.
and basically,
So you went to
that's
high
what,
school. After high
yes.
school,
Oh, and
so
then
how was
I
mom and
went
dad
to,
at that time? Tell us a little bit about mom and dad at that time.
oh,
Anything
yes.
you
Oh,
want to
oh,
tell
oh.
us about them?
Yeah, that was so sweet to know that my grandmother, no, back up. I'm sorry. I never met my mom and I never met my dad. I didn't know them at all. And as a matter of fact, at one time it was mentioned to me that I am a bad side. But when they say your child is not,
Oh,
and they say you're bad, call you they call you something when you don't have
uh,
Faster.
no, not foster, but it's a name they call you. We know.
oh,
Okay.
I
I
know,
just
I
say,
know, I know the
Faster.
name. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
we know what
right,
it is.
right. And so as a poor child, I didn't realize that when somebody tell you
That.
that, it's something to
Yeah.
laugh about. and get excited. I was so excited to know that name. It's a name I can't say.
It's all right. No,
Yeah, I want the name because the name helps me to tell you
Bastard.
why I said it.
Bastard.
Bastard. Thank you. The word, yeah, because they told me that I was a bastard. So I said, I am excited. I am not, and it's because, but I didn't know the reason, you
Yes.
know. Though some people are telling me that that's because you don't have no father and you don't have no mother. That is why you don't have. So I said, really? But I have something unique, man. I have something unique, and up to this day, I still that anything I do is always unique.
Yeah.
Because as Carolyn though she knew me, and I was doing MC as a matter of fact, and
Yes.
I've been doing that for all
That's,
right. But my family was just with my grandfather and my grandmother, and then I had a brother because I was 4 years of age before I had any sibling, and then I got my brother Trevor. He's in London now, as a matter of fact, and we grew up together also in that way. But the beauty is that Mama taught me everything. My grandmother, sorry, my grandmother.
yes.
My grandma, I had to read the Bible five, five, five different times from Genesis to Revelation, 5 times. And so I used to know the Bible so well and to have this so, but it's coming along, and stuff like that. And so basically, it's just the parents that I had at that time. So I didn't have a lot of blood sisters and brothers yet. I mean, because my mom left to London, and when she left London now, I really didn't know much about just my two brothers and myself that were there.
So that,
You
so
know.
you're not much to talk about your father then, because you didn't know him.
Right, I didn't know them, so I can't tell. The only thing I can know is that my father, they call him
Cocoa Brown.
Coco Brown, and I met him when I was 3 years of age, I think. He came to visit and see me because what's his name was telling me a while ago.
T.
Yeah, T was telling me a little bit about.
Her father was Jamaica's #1 saxophonist back in the days.
Okay.
He's the one who taught, like, I don't know if you remember
So you
that.
have the music in you.
Yeah, I don't know if
So
you
you have
remember,
the music in you. Go ahead.
remember names like Tommy McCook and those guys.
I
He's
used
the one who taught them to blow that thing. So he
Oh,
was a big time, entertainer back in them days. That's where she get this thing from.
yes, yes. That's what I'm saying.
and he still and
And at 99, he still blows the sax.
he still
Wow.
does it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else would I remember?
So you went to
Schooling.
school, yeah, high school.
Yes. I went after leaving West Indies, I went to Church Teachers College.
Okay.
Before going to Church College, I used to teach at Villarade School.
Villarade.
And while I was there, I met the president there, and he asked me, why aren't you a degree? Why do you haven't gotten a degree or something? And so I said, no, I'm pregnant right now, and soon I'm gonna get pregnant again. So I'm not gonna do that. And he said, listen to me, I need for you to come to this school. All right, you are going to graduate here.
Which
And
president was that, may I ask?
pardon me.
Which president was that, may I ask?
That's one from Church Teachers College.
It's Church Teachers. What's his name?
Okay.
Yeah. But
Murray.
Pastor Murray, yes.
Father Murray.
Pastor Murray. He was
President for the college, yeah.
and I graduated there and I left and I started teaching in about 3 years. I was teaching to 3 or 4 teacher schools before before I decided to come to
US.
to the United States of America.
Okay. Okay. So where did you meet Mr. Gerald?
Wow.
Have mercy.
Wow.
You really don't want to know. Trust me.
The audience wants to know.
Uh-oh.
Well, to be honestly, I wasn't supposed to be
Dear
at this birthday.
party.
I went, and when I went, I went to I was while there. Some friends of mine came, and all of us together, and they always tease me that you're not Seventh-day Adventist, so you're not supposed to be at the party, but you can drink Fanta. Fanta.
Fanta.
I can drink Fanta.
Fanta.
Some words don't come
Non-alcoholic.
to- right. So anyway, while I was there, um, I didn't know this guy. Don't even know him come from. But he was right there, and my girlfriend that was there, she had just had a baby, and the guy was there, and he started slapping her up to tell her that she shouldn't be there throughout the night. So then I saw Gerald. I didn't know him really, but he put up
Please.
his sleeve and said that I don't like to see women
Being slapped around.
being slapped around or beaten like that. And so and I stopped him and I hung on to him and I said, don't move, don't say nothing. Both of them, it's their life, don't get involved. And he turned around on me and he said, why? I don't like to, and I said, I just don't like to see stuff like that. So anyway, we were there and he turned to me and he said, so do you drink what it was again? It's beer. What's the name of the beer?
That's right.
Beer Strike.
Red
Yeah.
stripe.
It said, and so he said, this is what I like, so I'm gonna have one. And I say I could never do. I said my parents would kill me. And he said, so you don't drink anything at all? So I said, yes, I drink water. And I said to me, so you mean you don't drink anything else? I said, no. So he said, okay, what else you can have? So I found out that we had the Fanta,
Fanta. Soda.
soda. So and I wasn't even supposed to drink soda either because my grandparents, they don't drink that. You have everything juice. But while I was there, he said to me, so that's all you're going to have? I said, no, that's the only thing I'll have. And finally, we were there, and I can't remember the exactly what was said at that time, but I remember that when we were leaving,
I take you all home.
The guy that was there turned out to be my cousin. He was there, and they decided to bring Gerald down to Porus. Um, and so I got the ride too, and we all got there. And after, while we were there, we just talked, and that was it. We didn't know. I didn't know I would see him again.
Okay.
So
So,
again,
so, so, all right. So that's how you met him. That was your first encounter, yeah?
yes.
Okay.
And
So let's leave it at that right now. Let's
okay,
hear
all
from
right.
let's hear his side of the story from being born in Kingston, Jamaica. Just like how Vilma related her story down, until when you, of course, we know you've met her now, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Okay. Let,
All
let,
right.
let me
So
say.
let me help. So were you the only child?
No, it was
Yeah.
eight of us.
8 of you. Were you the eldest, or
I was.
youngest?
Yeah. I'm the eldest. Yes.
Okay. So you had a lot of responsibility.
A lot. A
Okay.
lot. A lot. You know.
So that was good training, right, Miss Vilma?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
Yes.
you were the first child. Go ahead now.
I was
Yes.
the first child too.
Yeah. I was the first.
I was
First
the
of my
first.
siblings, and
And how
because
many?
of
How many of them? You said
eight.
8. Okay.
Alive.
Yeah, it was eight. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And during because I was the eldest, as I said, there's a lot of responsibility because the rest of them there wasn't that responsible. They just play around. But I had to do a lot of stuff, to cover them. But I grew up in East Kingston. We were born in a place. The street is Norfolk Avenue until they changed the name to Franklin Avenue.
Okay.
And yes, and I attended Franklin Town Elementary and then Vauxhall High. And then after that, for some reason, we move around in Kingston, as you know. You don't stay one place in Kingston. You move from here to here,
different homes.
Yeah, from here to there. Until finally my dad bought some property in Vineyard Town and we built this huge house there.
Okay, that was good.
Yeah, and we settled down there. But the thing is, I must let you know, we were so anxious to get inside the house that the concrete wasn't even dry.
Oh Lord, you're too funny.
They didn't have blocks them time. Those
Yes.
bricks.
Okay.
Brick.
Yeah.
Local brick, yeah. And as soon as the mason finished the wall, call it granite or whatever it is, finished the wall, my father was at the gate waiting to move in. And that place was so cold. But the thing is, that was our house.
Yes.
That was our house.
Yes.
And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 bedrooms.
Okay. So each
Yeah.
child had a bedroom?
Yeah, bedroom, yeah. And the thing is, and there was 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. The first 3 was the one that we moved into, and then we started building the other 3.
Okay.
And then, for some reason, I had the opportunity to watch these guys block the place up and what they do, and I watch them on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? Either my dad didn't pay them or whatever I did, they didn't come back. So I take it upon myself and I said, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Find a way how to do it, and I blocked the
Finish
whole
the other
side.
half. That wasn't finished.
The other side, yes, and then the real mason now come in, and then they do the finishing touches and so forth.
Okay.
I know that.
Go ahead.
And I grew up that way, and after that, but before that, when I was younger, I went to, for some reason, my dad sent me to a place named O'Malley in St. Catherine.
Yes.
I grew up in Kingston. I was born and I grew up in Kingston. I don't know nothing about country.
Okay.
The only thing I know is mango.
She know the bush and you know the town.
And
Okay, go ahead.
And to believe in me, once a year you may hear an aeroplane pass over that place.
Uh-huh.
No vehicle come there.
Okay.
And I went to school there for a while. I had to walk 5 miles to school
Whoa.
one way, and in the evening 5 miles back, rain or shine.
Nine. Mercy.
And
Did did you wear shoes at the time?
shoes. What was that? That was lovely. I think shoes only in December and Christmas Day.
Don't worry, I know. That's why I asked, because many people
Yeah,
like that.
But you know, I relish those days because of that exposure.
Mhm.
I become more responsible because in the morning before you go to school, you gotta get out of water and you gotta do a lot of things before you go to school. And because of that, it sort of groomed me into who I became.
You are, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
very responsible and what could I say? Mindful of everything around me. You know, yes. You know that experience in that woods.
Mm.
You know, that's sort of and then after that I came back to Kingston.
Okay.
And then pick up on there with build the house and so forth and so forth. And then I was working with before I went to Mandeville, before I moved to Mandeville, I was working at Brooks Bookstore in Kingston.
Yes.
One of the books by the store. Yeah, I was working there, and I was so good that they moved me from the store and put me into the manufacturing area.
Okay. You got a promotion.
Yes, I'm gonna give.
Is there a joke coming up now? The audience wants to hear.
No, while I was there,
So
you know,
do I.
no, I love to dress. I dress, and I spend money on the finest of things. I spend money. And
Yeah.
I tell you about it later on. But while I was there, I figured more or less I was the man, you know, dressed and neat and nice and working. But something was wrong. There was a lady there who know my parents.
They did what?
A lady there that working there at that place, at the
Uh-huh.
factory where I was working, at Brooks factory.
Yeah.
She knew my parents.
Oh, she knew your parents.
She
Okay.
knew my parents, yes. And I was a good kid them time. I was about 16, 15, 16. Yeah. So she called me over and she said to me, Gerald, I know your parents. And they would never let you out of the house smelling like that. Oh my God.
You didn't know that.
I didn't. I used to shower. Sometimes I soak myself all 3-4 times before I leave the bathroom because I figure I was fresh on. But then she tell me, listen, go down to the space and buy this thing they call Odorona. Odorona.
I
Put
didn't
on
know.
it.
I don't
didn't
know.
put it.
What is it? A soap? Soap?
No,
No.
it's a stick deodorant. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's what you were saying. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I bought it and I used it and I said, man, this is good. And from that day until this day, if you look inside there, you see all type of color, expensive color. Just because of that experience that day.
Yes.
Yes.
But that was nice of her to say, though, right?
Yes, put it aside.
Yeah.
Put it aside because I didn't know something was wrong until when she put it aside.
Yeah.
You know. But
So
after Kingston, after a while, I think in 1963, I was the last one to leave Kingston. I went to Mandeville. And when I went to Williamsfield, I was about 19. I think I was 19. And I worked with my dad in the factory for a while.
Okay.
And I worked there for a while, and you know, the money was good. Having all this big money in my pocket and that. I wasn't drinking or anything at the time. I wasn't in that type of company. But then, as she tell you about how we met the first time.
Mm-hmm.
One night I decided to go to Poor's. Me, my brother, and my good friend. I went there, get my hair cut, and I was sitting in my friend's club. You know, it's an open place.
Yes.
Clean open place. She know who it is. Too. And while I was sitting there having, I think one of them because nothing strong. I was sitting there passing the time, and then she, for some reason, had to pass by. And I seen her and I said, whoa, were you the lady I see at the place? I said, the girl I see at the place tonight, and she said, yes. I said, okay. So what are you doing here? She said, she's out there with her brother. I said, okay. And I offer her a drink.
Uh-huh.
And she would drink, as she said before, she don't drink anything strong.
Okay, yeah.
But I offer her a pear nectar. And I think I make a mistake by giving her a pear nectar. Because she had to drink about a dozen of them that night.
That's not true. That's not true.
Lucky thing I have money and
No, that's not true.
did you go with a dozen of that thing that time?
That's not true.
Oh, Lord. You're too
But
funny, you both.
me and my brother and my friend decided to, I don't know where she went, but when I said these three girls coming up,
Uh-huh.
she was there. And my brother and my friend said, "Oh, you see that one in the middle? Yeah, that's the one." I said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." I said to them, "Listen, you see that little red one in the middle? That's mine. Don't even look at her." And that's where it started. 57.
Mercy, mercy.
Then now after I met her, I said, "Okay, I need to meet parents.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't know where they live, but I get up one afternoon and I say I'm gonna find them."
Without
So,
her? Without her?
no, I'm gonna look for her.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna
I
look for
did
her
it. I
and
did
Carrie.
it.
Okay.
yeah,
I thought you meant,
yeah.
okay.
I did
Yeah.
it.
So I dressed to the nine to go look for her and meet her parents.
Uh-huh.
I had just bought me
Paris.
a shoes from La Parisienne, the Italian store, very expensive.
Uh-huh.
And I started walking, but I didn't know where I was going. But a friend of mine said he knows the grandmother. He just one corner, not too far.
Wow, you were determined.
Yeah, I said not too far. I said, "Okay, since you know it, let's go." And I said, "How far?" I didn't say not too far. I just down the bottom. Anytime a Jamaican tell you that's not too far, believe him, it's
Watch
far.
out.
Watch out. I walked 5 miles that evening. 5 miles. And I
Wow.
went to and I meet the parents and everything. And what was interesting is that I went to look for her. I didn't get a hug, I didn't get nothing. The grandma and the parents would start to talk. And then I mentioned my name,
Yeah.
Lovelace. And the grandmother said, I used to have a little boy in my class, a little white boy in my class, named Lovelace, from Reaches, Caribbean. I said, "That's my dad."
Oh,
I said, "That's my father."
whoa.
Her grandmother taught my father in school.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And that was the
That was
conversation.
the connection.
I never get it.
So she accepted you right away
Right away.
because of that.
Right away. And I didn't get a chance to talk to her that much. My parents, man, they hide the kids there. And then the rainfall. Rainfall. And that place where I went, the 5 miles there's no asphalt, there's nothing, there's just dirt.
Dirt. Wow.
And then the rainfall.
Hi.
And then that turned into mud.
Mercy. Mercy.
And I have to walk that 5 miles back in my night shoe.
Wow.
When I
It was
come
worth
back,
it though, right? It was worth it.
when I come back to Chorus, and I look at my shoes, I went around there 5 feet 6. And when I come to Chorus, I was 6 feet. 6 inches of mud.
That's not nice. That's not nice.
Oh,
But
I enjoy this. I know my audience are enjoying this too. Keep it up.
it was worth it.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I did it, a couple
Years.
times.
Mercy.
Yeah, it was worth every penny, every mile of the walk. And I did it a couple times after that until I eventually bought a car.
Wow.
Yes,
And,
sir.
and I wish everyone would be as in detail as you have while you met her. Keep it real.
Yeah.
You still look at everything.
And I told her, well, go on, go on. All right, listen, I think we're going to cut it at this here now, though. Let's cut it here because we want to talk about the wedding day and all the other things. There's so much more to
Oh, boy.
talk about, right?
The wedding day, that's Yes, cut it there.
Yes. So we have
I got
part
the
two coming up.
We couldn't, no, we cannot tell this one. For real. We cannot tell anybody at that one. No. We can just tell you it was married. It got married. That's okay.
Well, we will see when we get back, okay?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
One moment. Let me just talk to the audience. Okay. What? You see, ladies and gentlemen, this couple, just laughter. I hope you're laughing like I am. It's so nice to hear them just keeping it real and telling their story just as it is. You know, because this is what really happened. And we could get a little glimpse of what their story, how they met, and they're still here 57 years later. But as I always do, I always like to leave a thought at the end of our conversation. And this, I'm going to leave this thought. And it says, one moment. Believe in yourself. Take on your challenges. Dig deep inside yourself to conquer fear. Never let anyone bring you down. You've got to keep on going.
Yeah.
And this was by Chantel Sutherland. Believe in yourself. Take on your challenges. Dig deep within yourself to conquer fear. Never let anyone bring you down. You've got to keep on going. This is Carolyn saying bye to all. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Until we see you